Footage of the attack on the Kherson port area with FAB-500 bombs. The FAB-500 is a Soviet-made 500-kilogram general-purpose bomb. It stands for High Explosive Aerial Bomb. It is frequently used by aircraft such as the Su-34 and Su-24M. The Russian Air Force dropped FAB-1500 and FAB-500 bombs on Ukrainian armed forces units in Hulyapol, Zaporizhzhia region. A mass passage of the Ukrainian armed forces was destroyed by an FAB-500 aerial bomb in the direction of Kupiansk, thus cutting off the supply routes of the Ukrainian troops. The Ministry of Defense reported that Russian Su-34s destroyed armored vehicles and personnel positions of the armed forces of Ukraine in the border area of the Kursk region, with FAB-500 shots fired from the UMPK.
Don't forget to leave your opinion about the video in the comments, subscribe, and like.
3 FAB-500s with a planning module destroyed a reinforced concrete bridge near Kurakov. The bridge was used to resupply Ukrainian armed forces units in Donetsk territory. This is how the moments of the attack on the positions of the armed forces of Ukraine were recorded using an FAB-500 with a universal planning and correction module.
Ебать. Отдавали его, блядь.
The result of the destruction of the temporary accommodation point for fighters of the armed forces of Ukraine using FAB-500 planning bombs. The Russian Defense Ministry announced that the Russian Air Force struck Ukrainian thermal defense units in the Zaporizhzhia region with FAB-500 aerial bombs. Winged aircraft destroyed a large logistics center of the armed forces of Ukraine near the settlement of Chasiv Yar. '98th paratroopers from the 98th Airborne Division uncovered the Ukrainian armed forces assembly areas near the village of Chasiv Yar. A large logistics center in the village of Konstantinovka was hit by an FAB-1050. 4 FAB-500s were dropped on a large Ukrainian armed forces concentration in the Shevchenko area southwest of Chasiv Yar. The Su-34 crews of the Russian Air Force continue to strike the positions of the armed forces of Ukraine with FAB-500 aerial bombs with a universal planning and correction module. Siversk direction.
Пациком було прилетіло.
The result of the shooting of the temporary accommodation point for fighters of the armed forces of Ukraine using FAB-500 planning bombs.
Камера, конечно, так не передасть.
The Su-34 crews of the Russian Air Force launched another attack against the Ukrainian armed forces of the 10th OGS-HBR in the Siversk region, using FAB-500s with a universal planning and correction module. The result of the destruction of the rear positions and ammunition depot of the armed forces of Ukraine using FAB-500 planning bombs with planning and correction modules. In the meantime, you can use YouTube Super Thank You to support us and our content. We need it to continue with our videos. Russian Su-34 crews, 10th Independent Mountain Assault Brigade, carried out another attack on Ukrainian armed forces fighters near the village of Ivanovka, using FAB-500s with a universal planning and correction module. The Russian army is launching powerful attacks on Ukrainian armed forces positions in Zaporizhzhia. The fighters of the Dnipro group destroyed the positions of the armed forces of Ukraine on the right bank of the Dnieper River, near the village of Zolotaya Balka. The most powerful attacks on the temporary deployment point of the Ukrainian armed forces were carried out by FAB-500 bombs with planning and correction modules. Footage of the bombing of the Ukrainian armed forces facilities in Krasny Lyman. The attack was carried out by Su-500s of the group, which shot down 2 FAB-34s from UMPK. Two FAB-500s destroyed the temporary deployment point of the armed forces of Ukraine in the Kherson direction. The shells are equipped with a combined planning and correction module.
The UAV checkpoint in Sumy region was hit by FPV drone operators of the Northern Power Group. Drone operators are fighting against drone operators. A drone shoots down another drone. A drone takes off from a UAV takeoff point and hits another UAV takeoff point. The destruction of a French FAB armored personnel carrier near the village of Nikolsky in the Kursk region, after a precision strike by Russian FPV drone operators. Apparently, the armored vehicle was attacked earlier, and its crew abandoned the armored vehicle. An attack drone arrived to deliver the final strike. The Uragan MLRS calculations of the Air Force Artillery Brigade destroyed combat vehicles and positions of the armed forces of Ukraine, and disrupted the distribution of reserves to the front line in the Kursk border region. The BM-27 Uragan is a 220mm multi-barrel rocket launcher system, MLRS, developed by the Soviet Union. Developed in the early 1970s, it entered service in 1975. It is mounted on an 8x8 ZIL-135 heavy truck chassis. Russia frequently used Uragans during the Ukrainian war. Near the village of Predtichino in the Donetsk region, the UAV control center of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and UAV control antennas were detected. The coordinates were precisely recorded and then communicated to the attack drones. The attack drones set off immediately. No crew in sight. They may be inside the control center or they realized that the attack was about to take place and left the control center. The control center and antennas were destroyed. A UAV control point of the Armed Forces of Ukraine was detected in the Kursk region. The control point was monitored for a while. Coordinates were recorded. Attack drones mortared. The drone hit the basement with a strong impact. The movement of several personnel leaving the basement was detected. The drones followed them. Finally, the mission was completed. In the Zaporizhzhia region, Russian mortar crews hit a basement where Ukrainian armed forces infantrymen were located. It then hit the house next to the basement. The basement and the house were destroyed. Russian drones hit what we can call sewage pipes or water pipes under the road with powerful munitions. Then a fire broke out, and the explosives inside exploded. The destroyed houses where the infantry were hiding were attacked by drones capable of dropping ammunition. In the same direction, the pickup truck with the infantry was hit by a precise calculation. The infantrymen abandoned the truck and went into the trees.
Four paratroopers of the Ussuri 83rd Independent Guard Airborne Brigade, operating as part of the North Group, captured 10 Ukrainian Armed Forces soldiers while attacking a forest belt in the Kursk border region.